That's comedy. But sometimes they'll lose. When San Francisco 49ers in their heyday, they could win 18 fucking touchdowns, 18 Super Bowls, but they couldn't beat the New Orleans Saints.
What does it feel like? Does it feel any different to like imagine you were headlining a theater? If you bomb one of those shows,
Horrible.
is it worse or is it
Horrible.
this? It just
One of the worst things I did the last 5 years was that night I bombed in New Orleans. That fucking picture hangs in my bathroom. So every time I pee, I gotta poop, I look up on the wall and I go, yeah, New Orleans, fucking tremendous. It's a great picture the House of Blues gave me. But till this day, I just didn't like how I performed. And I remember I got better after that. Like, you learn from every bombing at every level. The other day I got an email from a comic and he said that we spoke a lot about bombing. And he said he went to the comedy mothership last night. That last weekend, he's seen the bomb of bombs.
oh,
It was like somebody big, and he didn't mean it in a jokey way. He wasn't putting the guy down. He was just asking me, like, how do you recover from that? It's a hot club, it's sold out, and everybody just watched you fucking bomb at Joe Rogan's club, and I told him the comic is a fucking professional. Fucking Aaron Judge won't hit a home run for 2 weeks, then he pulls 3 of them out of his ass, and you forget about those 2 weeks.
right. That's I don't know if you can relate to this. Where I am right now, and like I'll have a weekend sometimes, and then it'll be like 8 weeks until a weekend. If I bomb the last show, or really anytime I bomb, like I'll run to an open mic. I'll run. I have to get to another spot, and like it kills me if I have like a few weeks until another real show.
No, that's the right attitude. You're not gonna not get on stage because you bombed one night. If you bomb on a fucking Tuesday night, I hope you wake up looking for an open mic. I hope you find an Irish bar that'll fucking I hope you find an Irish bar that does an open mic at 8 a.m. or you're setting one the fuck up.
An 8 a.m. open mic. Yeah, no, I don't know how else to compare it. Like it's just I feel like I have like shit on me, like literal shit. Why? Well, if I don't get a decent set in after a bomb, at least something.
Yeah, I have to, even early on, I would go home and depending on what level or what year I was in, there was some nights that I cried after a bombing. There was some nights that I went home and wrote the set out. There was some nights, I'm not gonna lie to you, I went home and blamed it on the audience. Like that's what a chump comic does. A chump comic, he had a fucking Mickey Mouse sound system. Well, after the first minute, you fucking drop the mic and yell over him. I'm deaf. Nothing sucks than going to a show and I can't hear the comic or something else.
Right.
So, if you know the whole room has that problem, drop the mic and get on a fucking table. I don't give a fuck what it takes. But
It
you
all
have to look at it that way. If you bomb on a Tuesday night and you're not at an 11:30 matinee of the Expendables 4, fucking doing 10 minutes in front of those jamokes, you got a problem. That's where the problem lies. You're not going to be a good comic because you're scared of getting back on the horse. That's it. You just go back there that day and you're going to bomb again at that movie theater. And
well,
that's
yeah.
going
If
to
your
make you
bomb,
feel better because you had the balls to go down there and bomb.
do you think they'd
Like, I
arrest
never
you?
told you this. I never told nobody this.
What?
I did comedy for about a year, you know, and I thought I was Joey Bananas. I didn't know what it took to be a comic. I thought you got on stage 4 or 5 times and people would light your cigarettes and whatnot. And there was like when I started comedy the first 3 years, there were still a lot of national contests, Lee,
Oh
and they
yeah.
were very good. Johnny Walker Black had one. HBO had one in Las Vegas that you got invited to by sending a tape. And then you did the top 5 comics did spots in front of fucking agencies. I actually won the broke a Joker fucking competition in Boulder in '91. There were a
Congratulations.
lot, there were a lot of fucking uh con- contests. And I'll never forget that there was one like on a Thursday morning at Comedy Works in Denver. I had been on stage maybe 7 times, and I already, I was already on the phone with fucking Seinfeld, what do you think? And I go down to this thing bright and early. I stand online. There's about 30 comics. I know like maybe 4 of them, 5 of them at that time. That's how much of an open micer I was. I didn't say a word, but I'll never forget that I saw a bunch of guys with NBC shirts and HBO shirts and Zany's Comedy Club and like big comedy clubs in New York. I forget. It was 30 fucking years ago. And I remember how I got intimidated. And I went down, I signed my name, I sat there, I watched like the first 10 comics. I was like number 82, you know. And I think you only had 3 minutes.
Right, of course.
And I'll never forget at one point I just walked out of there. I ran
Really?
to the bus and I was so ashamed of myself. I never said that story before. I just thought about it about a month ago, how ashamed I was of myself. I had to walk back to the bus station and get on the bus, and that was the longest bus ride in my fucking life, G.
Let's back up though for a second. So you before you saw like when you were on your way down there, before you saw the line, were you confident?
Yeah, I was probably high from the night before, you know, and I thought I was gonna go down there and spank them all.
And yeah, and you think just seeing the other comics, like the fact that they had done other rooms, like
Like I said, I only knew like 5 or 6 of the other comics. I was at the time I was a Boulder comic, and I did the Broker on Tuesday night, so I never went into the Comedy Works on Tuesday. So I only did one nighters when Jimmy Abeta would call me or somebody. I'd go to fucking South Denver, some taco place or something like that. So I didn't really know a lot of people. So nobody ever said a word to me about it, guy. But I always remembered, and I remembered how shitty I felt. Not that I was gonna win, that I left.
yeah.
That was a horrible feeling for a savage like myself. So after that, I looked at it a little differently. And I think a lot of young comics should look at it that way. Get on stage as much as you can.